Trigonometrical functions, you have 22 marks. So this is very big chapter and very important for the point of examination. In part 2D, all 5 mark questions, there will be 10 questions. In that you are going to answer 5 questions. Each question carries 5 marks, 5 into 5, 25 marks. In the 4th unit, the calculus part, this is very important. So you are going to study only one chapter, that is limits and the derivatives. Hello dear students, welcome to this session of mathematics class. I am Mr. Niranjan, faculty, Department of Mathematics, Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Today in this session, I am going to discuss regarding the syllabus for first PUC mathematics. Today, topics which I am going to discuss is topics for this session is the scope of the syllabus and the textbook for the references and the syllabus as per the Karnataka board, that is the reduced syllabus, and the weightage of the content and the pattern of the question paper for the final examination. Right. Now here in the scope of the syllabus, textbook for the references, syllabus as per the Karnataka board, weightage of the content and the pattern of the question paper. So first PUC mathematics is very easy and you are going to study only limited chapters. Those chapters are the continuation of the chapters which you might have been studied in your previous classes like 8th, 9th and the 10th standard. What are the textbooks we are using here? The textbook which we are used for the references, this is the prescribed book, textbook for class 11, that is first PUC mathematics book prescribed by the board of pre-university. This is the book which is prescribed by first PUC pre-university board, and similarly one more book that is called as the exemplar problem. So majority of the problems from this will appear for the maximum questions from this textbook is appear for entrance examination, that is for CET exemplar problems, and the study materials, Vidhyaashram study materials. So the reference books are first PUC textbook prescribed by the board of PUC, and the exemplar problem that is also prescribed by first PUC board, and the study materials of Vidhyaashram college, the study materials. Now let us know regarding the detailed syllabus as per the PU board. So there are 5 units. In first unit, we are going to study regarding sets and functions. Sets, functions, and second unit is the algebra. So the first unit, in first unit, we have 3 chapters: sets, relations and functions, and trigonometric functions. So unit 1, you are going to study sets and functions. That is in that sets, relations and functions, and trigonometrical functions. So trigonometry also comes under unit 1. Now in unit 2, that is algebra, so we are going to study only 4 chapters, that is complex numbers, quadratic equation, linear inequalities, binomial theorem, sequence and series. So in unit 1, sets, relations, functions and trigonometric functions, and whereas in unit 2, that is an algebra, in algebra again you are going to study regarding complex number, quadratic equation, linear inequalities, binomial theorem and the sequence and series. Now in third unit, the third unit is the coordinate geometry. In coordinate geometry we have 3 chapters, that is straight lines is the first chapter, then the conic sections and introduction to 3-dimensional geometry. So you might have been studied 2D geometry in your 9th or 10th standard itself. Here you are going to study 3D geometry. So straight lines, conic sections and introduction to 3-dimensional geometry. And in the 4th unit, the calculus part, this is very important. So you are going to study only one chapter, that is limits and the derivatives. Limits and the derivatives in unit 4, that is calculus part, only one chapter, limits and derivative. Whereas in the last unit, that is unit number 5, so you are going to study 2 chapters, that is statistics, stats and probability. Statistics and probability are only the 2 chapters which you are going to study in unit number 5. So totally there are 4 units. In first unit, sets, relations and functions, including trigonometric functions. In unit number 2, algebra, complex numbers, linear inequalities, binomial theorem and sequence and series. In 4th unit, that is coordinate geometry, straight lines, conic sections and introduction to 3D geometry. And in the 4th unit, calculus, you are going to study limits and derivatives. And in the 5th last unit, you are going to study regarding statistics and probability. So these are the chapters, 4 units, and these are the chapters which you are going to study in your first PUC syllabus. Now let us move on to the contents and the number of teaching hours and the maximum marks allotted for this. What is the weightage for these chapters? So the sets, so the number of teaching hours are 8, so you will have 9 marks. So for sets, 9 marks. So relations and functions, it is a 12 marks chapter. Trigonometrical functions, you have 22 marks. So this is very big chapter and very important for the point of examination. So trigonometric functions, 22 marks, and complex numbers and quadratic equation, 8 hours, it is 10 marks chapter. The weightage for this is 10 marks. And linear inequality, this is also very simple chapter, and you will have 8 marks from this linear inequalities, 8 hours class. Permutations and combinations, so that is you have 10 marks for this, and the binomial theorem, for binomial theorem it is 8 marks. So sets 9 marks, relations and functions 12 marks, trigonometric functions 22 marks, complex numbers 10 marks, that is complex numbers and quadratic equations, linear inequalities 8, permutations and combinations 10, and binomial theorem 8 marks. So this is a weightage. This may be vary, 1 or 2 marks may vary according to the new syllabus or new pattern. Now sequence and series, in sequence and series it is 12 marks, straight lines 10 marks, and conic sections 10 marks. Again, introduction to 3D geometry 7 marks, and very important is the limits and derivative, that is equal to 15 marks. And statistics, the statistics is 7 marks, and the last chapter probability, it is 10 marks. So sequence and series 12 marks, number of teaching hours are 9 hours, for straight line 10 hours 10 marks, and conic sections, so it is 10 marks, 9 hours class. Introduction to 3D 5 hours, but you will have 7 marks in 3D geometry. And limits and derivative, very important chapter, 14 hours class. The weightage for this is 15 marks, and statistics 7 marks and 7 classes. Probability 8 classes, you will have 10 marks. So this is also very important. You might have been studied in your 9th or 10th standard. So these are the weightage for the all the chapters, right? Now move on to the next, the question paper pattern. So usually for mathematics you will have a 100 marks question paper. So in 100 marks question paper, there are how many parts? A, B, C, D, E. 5 parts are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, D, E. 5 parts will be there. In the first part, so in the first part, you will going to get 1 mark questions. So there are 21 mark questions followed by 10 MCQ questions, multiple choice questions. So you will have 10 MCQ questions, multiple choice questions, 10 MCQ questions, and then 5 fill in the blanks, 5 questions, and 1 mark 5 questions totally. So here you will have 10 plus 5 plus 5, 20 marks for first part. Part A, 10 MCQ questions, 1 question followed by 4 multiple choice answers. So that is 1 question followed by 4 choices. So that is 10 MCQ questions, and again 5 fill in the blanks and 5 short answer questions. Totally 10 plus 5 plus 5, 20 marks from this part A. This is compulsory part, very important, no choice in that. Now, whereas in part B, 2 marker questions, there are 14 questions. In 14 questions, you are going to answer any 9. So in first part, no choice, all 20 questions must be answered. That is 20 marks. In the second part, part B, each question carries 2 marks. So out of 14, you are going to answer 9. 9 out of 14. So each carries 2 marks. 9 2s are 18. Similarly, part C, in part C, so that is short, that is medium answer questions. That is, so there will be 14 questions. In that you are going to answer 9. So 9 out of 14, each carries 3 marks. 9 3s are 27. So 2 marks question 9 out of 14. 3 marks questions also 9 out of 14. And next part is very important, part D. That is, in part D you will have 10 questions. In that you are going to answer 5 choice questions out there. 5 out of 10, each question carries 5 marks. 5 5s are 25. So in part D, all 5 mark questions, there will be 10 questions. In that you are going to answer 5 questions. Each question carries 5 marks. 5 into 5, 25 marks. And the last part is part E. In part E, there are 2 questions. So you are going to answer any one. So the questions are splitted like this. So you are going to answer 1 question out of 2. This carries 1 6 marks question and one 4 marks question. So in 6 marks, there are two 6 marks questions, A, or there is a choice for this, one 6 marks, and similarly for 4 marks also, A or a choice B will be there. So you may answer one from these two and one from these two. So one 6 marks question and one 4 marks question for part E. Totally 6 plus 4, 10 marks, 10 into 1 is 10. So this is how the question paper is set for first PUC. So in first PUC, mathematics, you will have MCQ questions, 10 MCQ questions, 5 fill in the blanks questions, and short answer, very short answer question 5. 10 plus 5 plus 5, that is 20 marks in part A. Whereas in part B, part C, part D, you will have the choices. In part B, 2 marks question, answer any 9 out of 14, each carries 2 marks, 9 into 2 is 18 marks. Again in part C, answer any 9 out of 14, so each carries 3 marks, 9 3s are 27. Again in part D, 5 marker question, so you are going to answer 5 questions, answer any 5 out of 10, 5 5s are 25. So part D, all 5 marks questions. And in last part, part E, so 10 marks, one 10 marks question followed by 6 marks one question and 4 marks one question. 6 plus 4, that's equal to 10. This is also a compulsory question. So this is how the question paper is set for first PUC final examination. 1 marker, 2 marker, 3 marker, 5 marks, 6 marks and 4 marks. All 1 mark, 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks and 6 marks questions. Right. So now this is how the question paper is set. Hope you followed. So compared to your previous classes, that is compared to your 8th, 9th and 10th, the first PUC syllabus is very important, very easy, and you have limited chapters and limited contents. You can easily score good marks and you can easily understand this all the topics in first PUC mathematics. Hope you followed. So this is the brief introduction towards the syllabus of first PUC mathematics. So that's all regarding today's session. Let us meet with the next concept in the next session. Thank you very much.